Hello, it's Tim. Today we're going to be working on my Volvo XC90. I've got there's the trim that goes around the window. It's a little metal trim. I think it's made out of aluminum. I'm not really sure, but it's oxidized pretty badly. So I'm going to get some polish and just a rag, put it on, apply it with a rag, and then buff it off with a microfiber cloth. And we'll see what happens. Let's go get started. So here's what I'm going to be cleaning. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see pretty much where the oxidation is on the this little metal trim. I'm guessing it's aluminum. Here's a spot where it's pretty clean. So I'd like to get all of it to look like that. Seems to be the oxidation on this part in the very back of the car. Seems like that oxidation is worse. There is a pretty good bit right in here as well. So what I'm going to do is get this Mother's mag and aluminum polish. You can get this from your local hardware store or big box store. I'm just going to rub it on. Going to get a little bit on a cloth, rub it on, and I'm going to be using a little terry cloth to rub it on, and then a microfiber to polish and buff it out. All right, what I'm going to do is just get a little bit of the Mother's polish on a terry cloth, small terry cloth, and then rub it onto the trim that I've already started here. Just rub it onto the trim. I'm going to rub this at a pretty good pressure, medium pressure. I make sure to mask this off, so I don't want to get it on the plastics, nor do I want to get it on the paint. I'm not sure. I don't know if it would damage the paint or not, but I just don't want to mar it, and if I can protect it with the masking tape, I might as well do it. So I've got it all masked off, and I'm going to scrub pretty hard. I mean, for a pretty long time, about medium pressure, and just rub and polish. And this polish will start to dry after a little while. And once that does, I'm going to I will then just wipe it. I'll simply wipe it off with the microfiber towel. I'll bring you back in just a second. Okay, I've been rubbing this in probably a good 3 or 4 minutes now, and I'm ready to wipe it off. I'll more than likely need to do this a couple of times on each of the areas. Get my microfiber cloth here, and I'm just simply gonna buff that off. Results are pretty good. If you don't have the tape, I'm not necessarily going to tape everything off. Down here, the oxidation is not so bad, so I'm just going to kind of hit the high spots. If you tape off the areas where you want to get closer to the edges so you can scrub it in really good, that's the reason why you would really tape it off. Otherwise, if you're able to just carefully do it, and you're not going to be scrubbing too hard toward the edges, if you're just going to scrub like here, I'm just going to do the middle of it. This is where it's really bad. You can probably see I went ahead and taped that off, so I'll probably you know, I can get on that a little bit more aggressively and not worry about getting it on the plastic part or the paint. So here's the results. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera that well. I'm going to do it again. It's not perfectly, I mean, it's not completely. I can still see a little bit of the oxidation and water spots in there. It looks now probably 90% better than it did, so I'm not sure. I'll go ahead and do another treatment and just go ahead and clear up a little bit of that more oxidation and have it really shine nicely. But it pretty effective on the first coat, but the second or the first application probably be a lot better on the second and even the third. Here is the third application. Off camera I did it again and then I wiped it off, but here is the third application, and this will be the final. There's a little bit of a before and after. You can see right here, that's the before, and this is the after. It's quite a bit shinier, got a nice reflection coming off of it, and almost all of the oxidation is gone, so that looks very good. Don't think I'll do this one again. In some areas where it might be kind of heavy, you can do it 3-4 times but each time progressively it gets better. And also the more you rub it, the cleaner it'll be, the shinier it'll become, And then now I'm just buffing, and the more you buff it, also you'll get a little bit more of a shine. But that's almost a factory finish. There's a little bit, I guess there's a little haze. I guess I could try to get in that again and do it again, but I think that's good enough. That looks pretty good here. Another tip, what I'm going to do is, remember I'm regular guy Tim. I don't have unlimited resources. I'm going to peel this this masking tape off and move it up here rather than just taping it all off. There's no reason to do a little spot. You could have do the whole thing all at once, could have masked and then just work my way all the way around. I just like working in smaller areas so I can move from area to area in case I need to quit and go do something else. But I could have done the entire car all at once. There's no reason why I'm just doing it in a small area. Alrighty, I'll move on and I'll bring you back. On the on these smaller pieces of trim, you got to kind of work up. Sometimes these, if you think about it, this is rounded. If you could see the profile, it would be kind of let's see if I can get this on camera, rounded like that, concave outward, if you will. So when you go to polish, use your polishing motion. I'm kind of I'm doing the top, so it's rounded over the top. I'm kind of working it in a high to low motion, or holding my hand in a high to low. So I'm working that contour, and then when I'm doing the bottom, I'm doing kind of from the bottom up, from a low to high orientation of my finger. So that way, if I'm just sitting here scrubbing it on top, I'm just getting the peak of the rounded area. So it's something to keep in mind, especially when you've got it masked off. If you don't have it masked off where it's not too bad, like up here, I probably won't mask it off. I can just go right across the top and do the high spots, and that'll be fine. But where I am masking it off, where it's really oxidized, you can see this door as well. It's pretty well oxidized. I'm going to mask this off, and then I'll be coming up from the bottom, doing the bottom, and then down from the top. All right, I finished the whole car. It's probably taken me about 2 hours since I started, maybe a little bit less than 2 hours, but I'll show you everything. I'm really happy with the results. This side I did in about maybe 30 minutes or so, and then over here everything was going pretty quickly, probably maybe even 20 minutes, until I was finishing up. And this area here gave me a really hard time. I just had to keep going till I could get the results I wanted. Even on the top, I still probably could do 2 or 3 more treatments. Looking at it straight on, it looks okay, but from an angle, if you get it at the right angle, you can still see a little bit of that oxidation and water spots, probably more than I'd like. After I finish this video, I'll probably go back and do that a time or 2 more. But I had the same results right here in this area. I had to go over that spot probably, I would say 8 to 10 times. But anyway, if you just keep going, you can, if you work hard enough at it, you can get it done. Today was about 85 degrees outside. It's a sunny day, nice sunny day, but I did work in my garage, so it's a little bit hot in here. But I was out of the direct sunlight. I've got a tree out in the yard. Sometimes I work underneath that tree, but today I just decided to go ahead and do everything in the garage. The mother's polish, the bottle of polish I used, cost about $6. And then 2 hours of time, and a really good result. If I'd be interested to know if anybody else has a different way of doing this. Put in the comments below how you would go about it, and I'd be interested to know. The way I do it is, it takes a little while, but I get really good results. I'd like to be very interested in how somebody else does it. Well, that's a wrap today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, thumbs up, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.